You know, the worst thing about this country at the moment, in this great and wonderful country, is that our dialogue is broken. We don't know how to communicate with each other. If you teach communications or you take a communications course, you get a whiff of how important it is to communicate. You know, I think back in the caveman days, probably the three most important things were food, shelter, and communicate. And we don't know how to communicate. We don't talk to each other, husbands and wives, parents and kids. We talk over each other. When we're in class, we have our rebuttal ready to go even before we've heard the argument. We know what we disagree with before we've even heard it. People start to write, it's an exaggeration, but only a slight one. People begin to write letters to me about a column to tell me they disagree with the column, having not yet read the column. They haven't finished reading it. They've already decided they don't like it. And later on, we get to talking about it, it's clear they didn't read it. So we're not doing a good job of communicating, we're talking over each other, and this election is unfortunately a really clear indication of that. Very quickly, just as I begin to wrap up, the thing that's I think come out pretty clearly is that these are very perilous times. The issues that the candidates have delved into very haphazardly, like a bull in a china shop. Immigration is an incredibly important issue, a divisive issue, probably the most divisive issue the country's dealt with since slavery. A dishonest debate where people don't tell the whole truth. We get the sense sometimes we're never going to fix this problem if we even agree that it is a problem. And yet Donald Trump came forward immediately and talked about Mexican immigrants being criminals and rapists. So in a very ham-handed way. You have Hillary Clinton. Another important issue in these parts is trade. You know, I know when I leave my little cocoon of California and I go out to Michigan and Wisconsin and Ohio, in these big union states, I see concerns about trade and NAFTA. Concerns that jobs are leaving, factories have closed, jobs have gone away, everybody has a story to tell. And Hillary Clinton has taken every single position on trade you can imagine. I agree with you. We know in her heart of hearts that she's pro-free trade and she's going to support every trade deal, and they believe in NAFTA. But you wouldn't know that when she goes to speak before a group that's anti-NAFTA. She'll switch around. And if in WikiLeaks, we know that the reason she does that is because she believes that you should have a public position and a private position. She believes that you should believe what you believe, but ultimately have a public position that you tell people, so you tell them what they want to hear. And so people are going off happily to go vote for Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. And I always tell people this, and maybe this is a good place to end for now, and look forward to your questions. I always tell people, if you want to vote for Hillary Clinton, there's only one, to my mind, legitimate reason to do so. Not because you believe she's a liberal, not because you believe she'll be good for feminism, not because you believe she'll be a good president. None of those things are true. Vote for Hillary Clinton to stop Donald Trump. If you support Donald Trump, there's only one good reason for you to do it. Not because you believe his nonsense about a wall on the US-Mexico border, because now he's begun to roll that back and say that Mexico's not going to pay for the wall, we're going to pay for it, and they're going to reimburse us. Not because you don't think he's a pig, that he's a pig of a man, that he is a sexual predator. If you don't believe that, not because you don't believe that, you should believe that. Those stories are true. I got to believe those stories are true. Of course, I also believe all the stories they said about Bill Clinton. I think that that's something that crosses party lines. There's a quote for you folks. Male pigdom crosses party lines. You find pigs in the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. I have daughters, I worry. And lastly, don't vote for Donald Trump because you believe that he's going to necessarily change a system that has made him rich and famous. Even though it's what he's singing, it's a song he's preaching about changing America and changing the system and doing all this stuff, and the system is rigged. No, this is the system that made him. The media helped create him, now they're trying to destroy him. If you want to vote for Donald Trump, there's only one good reason to do it, to stop Hillary Clinton. So that's where we've arrived. I think 80% of the people who are going to vote for either of these parties are doing it to stop the other person. So I wish I could leave you on a more positive note than that. This is a very challenging election. If you young people live to be 100, you will never see another one like it. Hopefully.